One. Hey guys, we are the 732 Review Crew, and I'm Mikey.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Mike.
And we are back with Masters of the Air, Episode 2.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Masters of the Air.
All right.
Eddie was right.
I just wanted to make sure that that was the name.
Yes, that's the name. Now, once again, this is Masters of the Air. And we are already... I don't think there's much to discuss
I
at the
don't
beginning,
think,
because we're literally about... We have nothing really
It's
to
the
base it on.
post-trauma episode.
It's the post-trauma episode. Do you think we're going to get back into some combat?
I think we're going to get much more.
I think we're going to dive right into what you were saying they're going to deal with is the fear of going and doing that again.
Yes.
I don't think they'll all struggle, but I think they're
trauma.
definitely going to highlight someone dealing with it.
I absolutely agree. Now...
So-
Actually, Eddie had the remote. I'll let him do it. Eddie gets the power. Now, if you do enjoy it, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to start Masters of the Air, Episode 2 in 3, 2, 1. Thanks for joining us.
Now you ought to report to the hospital after interrogation, got it?
It's so weird they call it interrogation instead of debrief.
Alcohol?
Have some whiskey
John, some coffee.
and bagels.
Give me that.
Did he just pour alcohol into his
Yeah,
cup?
sure did.
Sausages frostbite is going to require more attention than we can give him here.
Fuck, dude.
He was the one that was the belly gunner.
Alter, yeah.
Yeah.
Got frostbite from
Look at
it.
his hand.
Yeah, like his hand.
It is 25,000 feet and 50 below zero.
Whoa.
Piss freezes against their skin. These sorts of casualties are unnecessary losses for the group. Not to mention, we just lost another CO.
He just pissed himself?
He burst an ulcer when he landed.
He died.
Transport to London, see a specialist.
Oh, he's alive.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Doc.
Also, it's just a hole in your stomach.
Which is why he was bleeding and puking.
Yeah.
Freezing cold, and I gotta grab the gum with my bare hands.
That icebox could have been worse.
So he didn't burn his hands.
Frostbitten, right?
Frostburn.
You feel anything?
Huh?
You feel anything?
Yeah, I miss those guys.
Because me, I don't feel a thing. I want you to hit me. That's an order. Come on. You're from New York, right? So hit.
Damn, okay, that was
good one.
that was good.
I felt that, Kurt. Felt that.
Big ol' cigar.
This off-brand Brad Pitt guy.
I wish there was more like substance in that conversation.
Is that a
I
lot?
think we're about to get...
I think that guy's it's just saying that colonel's no bullshit. Like, no bullshit, no messing around.
I got demoted.
There you go.
Well, he
Zero
wanted to
42
fly.
Squadron. Sorry, Jack. The boys are back with me again.
Oh, yeah.
You son of a bitch.
It wasn't my idea. Hogden recommended you.
You're both sons of bitches. God damn, Eric's sick. I don't want to be the guy wiping your ass, Bucky.
Damn.
Before me. Oh, I can read upside down, Buck.
All I said was the Army's right about you being a leader, but you lead best as a squadron commander. I'm gonna send me any flowers.
Oh, wow.
Every man who flew a B-17 thanked God for our ground crews.
Yeah.
There was no glory in what they did.
Talk about a fucking important job.
And unfortunately, when the belly gunners died, they had to hose them out and stuff like that, too.
To dozens of men. Corporal Ken Lemons.
Oh, did they kill
was one
two
of our best
planes?
crew chiefs. He was 19 years old.
19?
Hot potato flying in.
That's one hot bastard.
You will get one of these.
What?
Tomorrow after the boys take off, we're gonna clean the hard stands. What are we gonna clean it with?
Fire.
Fire.
What fire?
Could use some help.
Yes, please.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
Man, the show is so good at, like, oh yeah, there's a war going on. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Band of Brothers was good at that, too, in the Pacific.
Practice mission. He went into his turn too early, too slow.
Oh, fuck.
Stalled out.
Who was it?
One of the 349th, new crew.
That's 6 forts in less than 3 weeks.
Shit.
We're already down 66 combat air crewmen.
That's fuck. Double what from last episode?
Alice is our Dave.
Damn, they look so young.
They are young.
They are, dude.
Yeah, these people are probably 20, 21.
If that.
Well, at least the officers probably.
Yeah.
You're up there in broad daylight.
Like Bucky and Buck.
Seemingly oblivious to the downsides.
We bomb at night because it doesn't matter what we hit, as long as it's German. The bombing during the day is suicide.
I could foresee in future American strategy adjusting due to the unfortunate losses you'll no doubt continue to suffer.
He's got a nice voice.
I mean, maybe if you bomb during the day, you hit your targets.
Yeah. I can see more than one of you, too. Pretty sure I can knock all of you out.
Yeah, okay.
One punch.
It's time to wet your whistle, boys.
Buck is a fighter pilot. Fighter pilot who happens to fly a bus.
So are you, Bucky. So are you.
Bubbles.
Oh, that's important.
So let me get this straight. You're Buck.
Pity.
Pity.
They're gonna fight.
Yeah, I think so.
I said it's a pity. You'd have more if you flew your missions at night.
Oh,
Brother.
Why'd you have to go and say something like that?
Or perhaps I was getting bored of all of the heavy petting going on at your end of the table.
I don't even know what that means.
What does that mean?
Ladies, let's go. After you.
They just want to fight.
Yeah.
Won't be a second, gentlemen.
All right.
Time to show them what we're made of.
Absolutely.
He looks
I guess they
scrawny.
do this like earlier in the episode to feel something.
How'd you end up commander of a plane leading a squadron in a war where you don't want to be on the losing side and still not like team sports?
I just don't lose sleep over whether the pinstripes beat the polka dots.
That's some quality shit talk.
Oh! Okay.
One Punch Man.
Give him some room.
You gotta take this man out of the Air Force, put him on the ground.
They're targeting at night.
That was the whole
That was awesome. Never mess with the Irish. Fuck yeah, bro.
Oh, is that guy Irish? I
That's
guess.
what they were saying.
I guess I'm gonna.
Looks Irish. Yeah, I thought he was Irish.
Which makes even more sense why he wanted to fight him.
There was only one reason the Americans could even attempt something as difficult and dangerous as precision bombing. The Norden bomb site.
Yeah.
Outside the atomic bomb, it was the most closely held secret of the war.
What is it?
Just lets them see their targets.
In a way, they were on every flight with us.
The unsung hero.
Return to sender. You see that on there? I love that.
Pretty sure it says return to Hitler.
Oh, whatever.
That's even better.
Yeah, that's better.
And the target for today is submarine pens in Trondheim, Norway.
Norway, nice.
I can fly.
Oh, he's sick.
Hell, you can.
We're leading a wing today. What? I can't lead a wing, Bubble. I can lead a wing.
Is he? Oh, he's guy who throws up in the sky.
Is it?
I think so. It has to be.
Yeah, that's guy who throws up in planes.
Crows, yeah.
My lucky snow globe. I want it back.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I was wondering. I was about to ask this.
You ready to set shit on fire?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
No matter the era, fire is awesome.
I love America.
What do you say?
That's cool.
One hot
They have. Oh, that's so cute. They have their jackets.
Buck's element's in a V, but the rest of them look like an S, if you ask me. They're all over the place.
Flare tube.
Oh, yeah. They didn't make that prop to use it one fucking time.
I'm so happy about that. Oh no, you're gonna put it on!
Oh man, this is gonna be a bad time.
Oh, you're so fucking right, dude. He's gonna slap that bitch on. I just hope he gave him the right heading.
I don't
like puke.
I can tell. Do you need a bag?
This man should not be in the military.
Zero.
That's so look that for. Oh, dude.
That's pretty sad.
I think they found it.
Hang in there, fellas. Almost there.
Pilot to bombardier, the ship's all yours. Roger, my aircraft. Bomb bay doors coming open.
Let's go,
Oh
baby.
shit, let's go. Oh my god, look at all those bombs.
They seem a lot calmer this time.
Are you okay? Yeah.
Oh, and he can.
It's precision instruments.
That's some flying shit, right?
It's a scope for bombs.
Yeah.
And he can.
It's literally a site that they dial in for the bomb run.
And can he also move the plane slightly with it?
That I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I think that's why they're going at a steady speed.
On bearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got fuel spray like a geyser over here. Gun down
That's right.
fuel.
They didn't get fuel gel for like till the
I've got
end of
mixture
the war.
Oh.
Nope. That was the puke helm that he just put on his head.
No, he put it underneath him.
No, that was the other guy.
Oh,
wow. Look at that hit.
Oh my god.
Bombardier the pilots, it's your plane.
Yeah, see, he can pilot it.
No, I don't think that's what's happening.
No, they put it on the autopilot so that it maintains course.
Okay.
Red meat lead with 2 engines down. We can't keep up with you guys. We're gonna have to drop out.
Red meat lead to pacer lead. Red meat 3 has 2 engines down, and they might lose another. They can't keep up this pace.
Tough call.
Suit lead to suit. We got a straggler. We're gonna throttle down and stick with it.
Nice.
Await instructions.
That does make them an easier target, though,
No,
potentially, right?
it keeps them more protected, though.
Well, it keeps that one plane protected.
It's like, you know, the herd protecting the weaker animal. Oh!
Yeah, he put the helmet on.
I'm in! Jesus Christ, what? Oh, no, I'm okay.
Well, at least it wasn't as bad as we thought it was gonna be.
No, it's not. It's not as bad. But is he not gonna be able to?
No, he's gonna fuck them over right now. Oh my god.
I said we go 244 ahead for the Shetlands. When we're clear of Norway, we go to 4,500 feet, take cover in the clouds.
Oh, the
When
vomit
we
on
hit
his hat.
Scotland, we go straight south.
We all noticed, Mike.
That way. If
I just want to talk about it.
At least he's on land.
Let's go to 244. 10 o'clock, level. They're heading to the low. Give them hell.
Let's go.
God damn.
We can't keep this up. We're setting ducks at half speed.
And Kurt and his men will be dead if we don't. We're not leaving them behind.
Because they're definitely dead if they leave them behind. It's like,
yeah.
Yo, the navigator pulling through though with what seemed like a sound plan.
Yeah.
Just in case they
Well,
can't.
he was actually able to like read the map. It's just, I guess, Throw-Up got in his headset or something.
Yeah.
As well, I can imagine.
Oh god.
Which is gross. Yeah.
Are they running out of fuel?
Altitude.
Crew dropping below 10,000.
We're approaching the coast now.
Zoot lead to Zoot. We're over Scotland. Let's drop the Devil's 4 and
Well, I mean, to be fair, he's using a speedometer and a watch and a paper map to figure out where they are. It's a rough job.
It's his.
Why does this look like France again?
He just really wants to go to France.
Uh-oh.
Losing number 3. Getting close to stall speed.
We're headed down now for an emergency landing. Roger, Red Meat 3.
Oh, they just have to make it to land.
Prepare for crash landing.
Imagine hearing that.
Right gear down.
Oh, please clear the
Left
cliff.
gear down. Tail gear down. Whoa. You're too low.
He's gonna like bounce it back up.
Oh god.
That didn't destroy his landing gear. Wow.
Not the farmhouse. Not the farmhouse.
You can replant.
Garden.
It's just a fish.
Yo, it's a British garden. It's very important.
Scottish garden.
It's part of Great Britain.
Don't tell him that.
That guy's about to come out of his front door and be like, "What?"
He actually killed that.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was so
One
good.
engine landing.
And thanks to the navigator too. If they didn't do that, they probably
Yeah.
made it. So
Good job, dude. That snow globe came clutch.
he's still covered in puke though. Should really take that hat off.
Yeah.
And get yelled at by requisition? No, thank you.
But then these chunks, they start rolling down my forehead. I think, holy mackerel, Crosby. Holy mackerel, you've been...
Of course, you would narrate your own death.
Well, I mean, I could make overthinking into an Olympic sport.
I know, the radio science really threw off those Jerry's. It's that and hitting the deck. Harden, he couldn't be more impressed by you. So, I'm transferring you to Blakely's crew full-time. Bubbles, you get better, we'll find you a new fort.
Him not being able to comms made it so they couldn't be. Wow.
Just love that it all worked out well for him.
You hold on to it for now. working well for you.
Oh.
Aw.
I know what your favorite part is. How she signs them. Mrs. Jean Crosby, you still can't get over that, can you?
I hope none of them get a John Doe letter or Dear John.
You know what this is missing?
Women.
Whoa. I'm gonna sing. Jack. Should I sing? No. Should I sing? No.
He's gay singing. There's no stopping him.
Get ready. Yeah!
It's my song, Bob.
Never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right.
They gotta have fun and de-stress after those situations, you know?
My house is
Why do I feel like this is Matt?
I've been thinking that the whole time. I just didn't want to say it, but it is Matt.
For reference, our friend
to a T.
For reference, Eddie's brother, his future brother, one of his brother-in-laws is a pilot.
One of my brother-in-law?
All most of them.
$2 says I can get her to laugh inside a minute.
You getting shot down is gonna be a sight to see.
1 minute. About the same amount of time it'll take you to get to the park and us another round of drinks.
You're on.
Where'd you end up?
That's a very, very good question. But we're safe and sound here. Hey, where am I?
Where are you?
Where am I?
In the devil's dope, son.
It turns out that they don't like the English much either. They like me because I'm Irish. I'm Irish.
That's the most Irish shit ever.
Hold on.
Joe, you Irish?
Yeah. What?
I know, I'm joking.
Thank both of you. Saving our asses.
Aw.
That's really sweet.
So are they gonna like send someone? Like, are they just supposed?
I'm sure
to
they're
make it
working
back?
that out.
Oh, okay.
Kurt gets back to base, tells him where they left the plane.
It seemed like Kurt was in a rush, though. He's like, man, we should get hammered.
Well, they gotta celebrate the fact that they're even alive.
What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
Do you know this one?
Such a bad joke.
Well, one's really heavy, the other's a little lighter.
You hit a bullseye.
I love their casual attire.
You brought the group back home. And you got Betty to Scotland. Alive.
I got lucky.
Stop underselling yourself.
Come on, everybody.
I'm being humble.
Mock race to the mess hall. Who's in?
Rank has its privileges, boys.
I see money changing hands. I hope that's going on me.
I love how they're all officers, so this is okay.
Hear the starter pistol go. Are you ready?
Starter pistol. Is it just an inside race?
Yeah.
What is happening?
I love this.
What was one lap in there and now 2 laps in the other room?
Look at that drift! Yeah!
Wow. Everybody down.
Hold up!
Oh,
Hear
fuck.
those sirens?
Oh, they're getting bombed.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Remember when I said how good this show is at the whole, oh yeah, there's a war going on.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, between the moments of sheer terror and other moments that's like, wow, I kind of wish I was there. Like, they're balancing that in a crazy way.
Nope. I don't want to be there anyway.
Oh, we're getting through this. Says the gambler.
Well, if I'm gonna bet on anything, I'm gonna bet on us, Buck.
You sound like my dad, John. My father liked to drink. When he drank, he gambled. Can't tell you the amount of nights I spent sleeping on benches in Casper's parlors and pony tracks. That RAF prick was right. These daylight missions. It's suicide.
Why didn't you agree with him?
Didn't like his delivery.
Lead our boys home.
Okay.
We do.
What a crazy sight, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, that flew by, dude. Like I could just watch this for like hours.
I can
That's
absolutely.
crazy.
So, just the first 2 episodes already, and obviously there's differences between infantrymen and pilots to discuss. But one of the big things, I guess, obviously, is when you're an enlisted soldier in the army. Most of the time, you have most of your units comprised of privates, specialists, corporals, and stuff like that. And you have a sergeant, captain, lieutenants leads you. It seems like on the planes, they're mostly sergeant and above ranks, as well as a lot of commissioned officers, which makes sense because you need a lot of, skill and learning to fly planes and operate in these situations.
Well, even today, if you look at the Air Force, I mean, to be a pilot, you have to be an officer.
Which makes sense. But
I was also going to say, it's also the early onset of the war. Yeah. They're essentially, aside from obviously in the Pacific, like they're like this is like the first arm of the military. So they're also not going to send, they're going to send the best trained people they have also. And they're, still struggling, obviously. So
there's a whole reference to the fact is, the one plane that went down this episode, which was the training group of training, they were new.
Oh, stop harping on this. They're new, dude.
No,
we know.
I'm saying they were new and they were doing training maneuvers and stuff, which as a result, they didn't have the same type of experience as the other guys. Unfortunately, as a result, they took the turn too fast, I think they said, which...
Well, it caused them to stall
slow.
out. So, and it caused them to stall.
Which, in the show Band of Brothers and the Pacific, when they lose troopers and reinforce, they get reinforced, those are usually like fresh troops that are reinforcing them, and they're usually, pretty green you see in these episodes, which, comes to show, I mean, you can't replace, troops with better troops. You have to kind of just keep...
Sure, but I also think it kind of harkened back to earlier in the episode, they were mentioning they need more ships and more people, and it was just showing like they can't, or actually it was right after that saying they can't afford to have losses like that, or the guy with the frostbite. They can't be losing people due to mistakes. They're already losing people due to like the actual war.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think
another great episode.
Like I said, the way they blend just like on the edge of your seat, like are they all gonna die and wow they're having a great time, like all in one episode, like it just the way they go back and forth on it is just crazy.
Keep doing it. It's like, wow, this is so much fun. Everyone's having a great time. Oh, right, fuck.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Like I was talking like in that moment about the boys when they're lighting the fire. I was like, oh, look how cute he's wearing his jacket. Plane crash. I'm like, oh. Damn. It like you said, it pulls you back to the fact that there's a war.
They're not letting us forget that.
And and kind of I don't know why I knew about the bombing of Britain and everything, bombing of London. I don't know why I was sitting here thinking, when they're on the base and they're having fun and they're in England, they're safe. They're not.
Luckily you think they were the number one target, but they're just bombing all of whatever they can. They don't give a fuck.
I know Germany.
I mean, obviously
civilian targets.
Huh?
Germany went for civilian targets in the war.
Yes, I mean, still, an air base is like obviously
that was a big thing. Is that
hot target?
Yeah,
Germany never got air superiority over Great Britain, so that's why they actually invented the V2 rockets to bombard London. It's because they sent all of these planes over, and the RAF it fucking defended Great Britain.
Was because of the radar, which the Germans were using radar in this episode too. But the fact early detection was so heavily in favor of the British, especially because they're defending an island nation. So like as you were saying, it's impossible to invade it via like land and sea forces until you weaken the Air Force.
Well, you need to have superiority to bomb targets and really make.
Or if you've seen the movie Dunkirk, they did a really good job of showing the Royal Air Force in that, but also that The only reason they even held England was because they abandoned the continent anyways in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they couldn't, they had to get the fuck out of there. They were imminently going to lose.
And we say, the Royal Air Force has control over Britain and, England and whatnot. But we know at this point in the war, the Luftwaffe has control over basically all of Europe. It from anywhere from, Germany to France, and all that area is basically under German/Axis occupied control, and the Luftwaffe is controlling the air.
They're just always applying pressure, like also with the submarines. It's like a war of attrition.
Well,
right? They're not trying to win. They're not trying to win in a day.
And as we see, they're bombing the U-boat facilities, which was one of the first turning points of the war, was the bombing of the U-boat facilities, because once the Allied forces eliminate the U-boats, then they're able to freely bring troops and supplies and everything.
Well, that's like the big thing about war is just your supply chain. Like if you can,
that's how you win a war.
You can strengthen your supply chain and not worry about it. You're more likely to have success in a war than when it's being constantly harassed by enemy forces.
Now,
I really like the casting.
Oh, it's so good.
Buck and Bucky are like top tier casting.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like Bucky is Matt to a T. to a double T.
And just to explain who Matt is,
we don't need to.
We don't. You can just say he's a pilot. That's all we have to say.
But that doesn't get across. He's Bucky. Personality-wise, he's Bucky.
Down to the mustaches that they have. Now, you see it now. You right?
Yeah.
I love this episode too because what was it? Well, Bucky was. Who did Bucky ask to punch? I don't remember the names too well. Besides a few of them, Bucky,
British guy.
Bucky asked. No, he asked the American.
No, the Irish guy.
The Irish guy, which was I forgot his name.
Kurt.
Kurt, you're right. He asked Kurt to punch him, and Kurt didn't really seem like he wanted to. But like you mentioned during the episode, these guys are going through combat, so they're not. Some of them don't feel anything, and they kind of.
Oh, that's it.
I actually like that we got that scene. I was like, oh shit, like Kurt. Oh okay. And then we got the boxing scene. I was like, I feel like he might fuck this guy up, and he fucking did.
One shot.
He was like, come on. He did the whole dude. If anyone does that where they put their hands behind their back, you're probably fucked.
He had a dodge, and I forgot that he was Irish up until he said, he's like, let me fight him. It's me. Come on, I gotta do this. And it's great.
Please let me fight the Englishman, please.
Because when he crashes with the Scottish, the Scottish accept him obviously immediately, and he's like, I'm Irish, and they're like, no, you're not. He's like, my family's Irish, and he's like, fuck the British, and they're like, yeah, fuck the British. It's great because they. Even though we're obviously allies, there's still obviously the banter between everybody. And, obviously the British have been in this war for so long and they're so hardened, and they don't have the same type of facility to produce, reproduce ships and, ammunition and planes, as well as pilots. So they're limited, which is why, if you notice, both Germany and Britain are doing nighttime raids.
This is off topic, but I'm pretty sure Ireland was neutral during World War II.
It was,
but they landed in Scotland.
I know. I'm just. You said Irish, so that's why I said off topic. But
Irish Americans, the immigrants.
No, trust. I was just.
Well, like the British say, it's the smarter thing to do is to do nighttime raiding.
More specifically, you're the one who just said it, or maybe it was Eddie. The Germans they're not going for specific targets.
No,
they're just dropping bombs.
Well, I think
that's the British.
Well, it's a total war.
Yeah, no. I know. But instead of going for specific strategic targets, they're just bombing Britain.
That's.
But also
it's a total war is when you just bomb everything with no concern for if it's civilian or military.
Well, that's the philosophy.
It's different than just like
war.
You can have a strategic.
I don't think you're getting what I'm.
I don't think you're getting what I'm
that's
saying.
At night. That's why I'm saying they're doing it at night, because they're not going for a specific target. They're just doing what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah. You guys are saying the same thing.
Well,
anyways,
also they lack the technology that America has to be as precise
that was great.
in the first place, which is another reason is we can miss our bombs in broad daylight and get shot down, or we can just do it at night and just.
Yes.
But also, America was, as we saw, they wanted strategic targets at this point in the war. Both Germany and Britain, when they were doing their operations, like I said, did not care about the military strategic. They wanted to break the morale of the people, because if you break the morale of the people, of the civilian populace in a war, the war will end pretty quickly potentially, you know, because once America started just openly bombing Germany and whatnot, the war started moving quicker and quicker because the people started to give up.
Well,
as
there's
civilians.
way more factors than that, but we're also not historians, military experts or anything, so we don't even have to talk about it anymore.
Back to this though. What was the guy with the vomit? I forgot his name. Regardless, he really pulled through clutch in this episode. Even though he was saying
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, but Ferris Bueller. You know, even though he was
No, it's Crosby. What's his name? Because his nickname's Bing Crosby. But it's,
he looks like Ferris.
No, they
call him Cross.
Yeah,
Call him Cross.
Cross. He came through. Not only just he came through by, you know, he was in a situation where he was struggling because of his air sickness as well, maybe anxiety, but he was able to not only get past the fact that he, you know, the microphone wasn't working, he immediately adapted, but he also saved the planes. His quick.
He had a big come up this episode.
If he, you know, a minute later,
people noticed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even 30 seconds later, if it took him 30 seconds more to do that, that plane was hitting the cliff. That's, you know, that's.
Well, not only that, but I'm pretty sure they made it a point that because he didn't say it over comms, that message didn't get interrupted and they didn't face resistance.
Exactly.
Doing that.
Which goes, you know, to show that the communication this time is, you know, off screen, but still being mentioned is the code breakers as well as the people who are, you know.
Well, this is where espionage was invented.
They've been doing a really good job of the like the everyman, the unsung hero.
Yeah. With all
I feel like they keep acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the other two series that we watched that predate this one, the Pacific and Band of Brothers, they don't really, you know, it's about the infantrymen, it's about the soldiers in those wars. Those are the heroes technically, you know, because most of the time, you know, you have the medics and the infantrymen doing their missions, and you know.
Well, I mean, it's different more so than that because
it's a team.
Yeah. Well, with those shows you're referencing, the squad is what's important, and while they have like the major army as support in Masters of the Air, the ground crews are directly part of the plane crews because they're working in tandem at the same time to make sure that plane can perform its mission. With an infantry group, you can be lost in the jungle and still do your mission just with the self-contained thing. With this, if you could have a full flight crew, but if the plane's chewed up, if it's not fueled, you're fucked. So they are the same unit even though they're separate. That's why they keep going back to it and pointing it out.
They dwelled on like the fact that when the pilots get home, they go to sleep, but the crew's up all night.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, one of those other things, you know, when you watch these type of shows, you know, these type of movies, a lot of times they kind of just focus on the heroes, like you said, directly. But these are like the unsung heroes, the people who really, really, you know, make the machines, the gears of war turn. Which is the mechanics, and
I think they're doing that because, like you said,
they are
necessary. Like it's not like if my gun jams, it's my fucking fault.
Yeah.
If the plane doesn't work, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Like I'm just a pilot.
Yeah. In the Pacific or in Band of Brothers, I mean, like sure, there's requisitions officers helping out those infantrymen like the whole movie, but like it doesn't matter in the same way it matters in this.
Yes,
exactly.
Definitely.
And you know,
I also like the Gremlins reference that they did.
That's the Gremlins.
Well, no, but that's like where it originates from. Yeah. And it's just because they were such advanced machines for the time, they'd be like, stop fucking working. And they were like, it's the Gremlins, bro. I don't know.
Well, and Mike, you made a comment. I didn't know about fuel gel.
Yeah, so and I could be off a little bit, but I'm pretty sure towards the end of the war is when they started instituting that, is because obviously there's an issue with bullet holes in wings, which is where they keep the fuel in these planes. So as they would get shot, sure, the kerosene wouldn't ignite, but it would stream out. And then they developed an additive for the fuel so that when it hit the air, it would gel up and seal the wing.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a blood clot.
Yeah.
There's the coolest part of World War II, and the thing that I like really focus on in my dabblings in the hobby of the history is all the inventions that happen throughout it. Like, night vision actually gets invented during World War II, but it's at like 1945 it gets invented.
And jet engines were invented for the V2 rocket, like you said, and then strapped onto a fighter pilot for the Germans.
There was a lot of crazy shit that
unfortunately,
happened.
that fighter didn't make it out before the end of the war, mostly, so you know it wasn't effective enough.
Also, the B-2 Spirit bomber, technically the design originates on the German side of World War II.
Well, and like you said, they even mentioned this. Obviously, this predates the atomic bomb and the hydrogen bomb.
Yes,
but they mentioned, you know, America's second best invention besides the hydrogen
was
bomb
the site,
bomb sight, which, you know, it's crazy to think but when they're flying, it's kind of like, every other army except America is kind of just sitting there thinking like, okay, the middle of the plane's about here, ready, drop bombs, go. Okay.
Well,
I'm sure there was.
That's a huge thing, though. It's because like if
I was paraphrasing.
I talked about it. I mentioned it earlier. With the navigators, really just using a map on a watch and figuring out where the fuck they're going. The bombardier is 25,000 feet up in the air, and he's looking down at the ground, and he's doing his best to aim in those bombs and drop everything.
On top of the calculations of like the airspeed and everything else.
So when the U.S. got the site, and it allowed them to basically dial in all of the details and allow them to essentially just have to push a button after that to make sure that they hit.
That's revolutionary.
It's a huge thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I also like how they actually have to arm the bombs manually. Because with the fuses, because I mean, obviously now with modern technology,
it's just an electric fuse.
It's an electric fuse, so when you hit the trigger or when you lock it on, it's like that's when it's armed, and then you can. But it's super cool how they just add. There's so much detail from the map to the flare gun hole, like we were saying.
That's such a cool.
So cool.
And I love that
the
they're adding
whole
this.
plane set is awesome. Like the whole, it's so crazy.
And the
whole layout of that plane is nuts.
I love it. I feel like I don't know if they're using the same, maybe they use the same set for every plane inside, and they just kind of keep switching it around. But I love how they built like it almost. You know how cramped it feels while we're in there, and then when they're potentially going down, they're just literally all huddled together so that they can't bounce around. It's crazy how that works, because like these are things I've never thought about, when you're crash landing, what do you do, and this and that. And this show is just like showing us that these men are, even if they're going to crash, they're ready to just, sit there, do what they're supposed to do. Even in the thick of combat, we know they're new to combat and all this stuff, but they're still, they're sometimes the experience snaps in like that. And they get.
I also think this episode showed that they have gained some experience as well. Like they're definitely not the same soldiers from episode 1.
Especially because they saw what happened the first time when they left those ships. When they flew too fast, and they lost 3 planes. So they learned if we fly tighter in formation and keep the back plane protected. If they took out one of the,
that was always the plan, but they made a mistake at first.
But they didn't correct the first time. The leader of the squadron never said, "Hey guys, slow the speed, let them catch up." Instead, they said, "We're gonna just keep going."
And that was Bucky, because Bucky, even when they said like, "Oh, everyone's here, but those guys aren't in the V formation," and they were in an S, he was like, it told them to fix it.
Yeah,
But so it definitely seemed better. Yeah,
and it goes back to that entire fighters in World War II especially are like a pack of lions type of thing, and you have the herd of maybe of like animal, like the herd of like prey on the gazelle basically, for lack of better words. And the fighter,
no, that's the word. The fighters, that's in the comparison.
The fighters are literally looking for the weakest targets to pick
yes. And okay, I was like, where are you going?
What I'm saying is when the fight like in how predators are, when they start chasing the herd, they can see which ones are weaker because they're behind,
especially with the black smoke.
But
I think we've talked enough military strategy. I think this is a great show. The set design's amazing, the whole atmosphere is amazing,
and the casting
is
the writing. Crazy to think that these guys
and none of
so
them
young.
Also, I like that this is like the first one where there's like, I haven't seen any actor I've seen before.
Well, I know one of the guys.
I feel like the first time I've seen all of them.
No.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I've definitely seen Kurt in something else. 100%.
The actor Austin Butler. Kurt. I didn't see it.
He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Austin Butler was Elvis in the Elvis biopic.
Never saw it.
Which is it's a big thing, so that's why I bring it.
I just mean in the previous, they had like some pretty big names. So.
I still just can't get over the fact that how young they are too. Like it's weird to think, because when I first watched Band of Brothers in the Pacific, I was younger than the people in the show. And now that I'm 29 and watching these guys, they
look like high schoolers.
We're old. The guy on the flight deck was 19.
Yeah.
These guys are probably 22, 23 if that. And it's crazy to think, like right out of college, I would have been like, all right, that would have been me just right out of college potentially. I can't imagine being in this mindset or like this, but
in this situation.
But it all changes when you're trained. But obviously, like I still just can't picture myself, being that age and flying in a B-17 formation above like Germany.
Yeah, no, and they've got it better than all the infantry. Anyways,
especially when they get to go back to the back to base
on
and
Britain?
drink and then play, and then have a bike race through the hallways. And because they're all officers, who's going to give a shit? Like, they're all officers.
Well, again, it's also so like early days.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I think the colonel was even there, and the colonel, because when they started to get bombed, he's like, okay, guys, we got to get serious now.
Yeah.
Because I bet you he threw some money in on there too.
Actually, that wasn't the colonel. That was the new era exec that Bucky bumped up because he bumped down.
Okay, again, then. All right. Well, I don't have much else to add. I can't believe we have to wait until the next episode. We did watch both of them back to back, obviously. God, that was so good.
It was great. I can't wait for more. Yeah.
I think there's they did a good job of action and not too much action yet, but I'm sure we're
enough that like every episode you're gonna get something good.
Yes.
And then also learn more to get unfortunately more attached to the characters because eventually they're gonna start dropping.
I keep thinking, I'm like, man, Bucky is so overconfident they're gonna make it, and I'm like, so he's gonna die. But then I'm like, no, no one is safe.
And then we're like,
anyone can.
No one is safe.
And then we're like, oh my god, the navigator's gonna get them all killed, but no, he did. He saved them. The music.
I was worried though.
Knowing what I know about the series, one person can make it half in the next episode, and then the rest of the episodes are about all of the new guys.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh my God. Like the one hardened dude is left, and that's it. So
it's crazy because
sorry, but
the sound design and everything, it just
it's great.
I can't imagine watching this if we had like a full surround sound set up while everything's going. That would be like, I would feel like I
want to go play Battlefield, dude.
I don't have much else to add to this. Do you guys?
No.
Thank you for joining us through this episode. If you did enjoy it, let us know in the comments below your favorite part. Anything about military history that we got wrong or right, or your favorite parts of military history, please correct us. Otherwise, make sure you like the video if you haven't.
Masters of the Air.
Masters of the Air. Subscribe if you haven't already, and check out our Patreon with the full lengths. It has the first episode for free of this show, so you can watch that for free with your own source material. Otherwise, I'm Mikey.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Mike.
And we're the 732 Review Crew, and we're signing off. Bye.
Toodles.